1244, Culm, in the Teutonic state of Prussia. The Teutonic Knights have just been defeated in a major battle against the pagan Prussians. Martin von Gallen is a young boy whose family had moved into Culm as settlers in the Teutonic state. Now, the Teutonic Knights, defeated, are powerless to protect the Christian settlers. The pagan tribesmen descend upon Culm, burning the farmlands and gathering up the people as slaves. Martin and his family are among those captured. As Martin and his family are being marched off into the Prussian wilderness, Martin's older sister, who is pregnant, is unable to keep up the pace. The Prussian warriors drag the girl out of the line and kill her right there in front of young Martin. It's a moment that will come to define Martin's life. "5 years later, a large German crusade arrives in Prussia and annihilates the Prussian tribe that had captured Martin's family. Young Martin, by now a teenager, is liberated. He returns to Christian territory with a new resolve. He's decided to dedicate his life to fighting pagans. As a slave, Martin gains skills that are valuable to the Teutonic Knights. He has insider knowledge about the customs and habits of the Prussian tribes, and he speaks several Prussian dialects. During the 1250s, Martin serves in several Crusader armies. By 1260, he is serving in Culm, along the most dangerous frontier in the Teutonic state. He is a scout for the brothers, who garrison the fortress of Raiden. From the start, it's apparent that Martin is a warrior of unusual skill. He's remarkably strong and shows much endurance. He's also intensely dedicated, undeterred by danger, distance, or discomfort. Although young, he is a man with a dark mission: revenge. During this early period, Martin is out on patrol with a Teutonic brother deep in the wilderness. They encounter a campsite occupied by 5 Prussians. Spurring their horses, Martin and the brother make a break for it, while the Prussians pursue them. Attempting to escape, Martin and the brother dismount and send their horses off running, while they themselves try to sneak away through the underbrush. But the ruse fails. The Prussians capture Martin and his companion. While 3 of the pagans set off to catch the horses, the others stay to guard over the prisoners. After a while, the guards decide to just kill the prisoners and take their valuables. As they're about to behead Martin, Martin speaks up in Prussian. "Don't kill me like this. My shirt is very valuable. Take it off first, so you don't get blood on it." The Prussians, laughing, thank him for the advice, then proceed to unbind him so they can strip him. As soon as his hands are free, Martin punches one Prussian in the throat, dropping him instantly. He grabs the man's sword and hacks both pagans to death. After freeing the Teutonic brother, Martin and his companion stalk the remaining 3 Prussians, leaping upon them as they're leading back the horses. All 3 Prussians are slain. Martin and the brother loot the campsite, then return to the fortress of Raiden. Over the years, Martin becomes famous in the Prussian wars. He leads a band of rugged frontiersmen, Germans, Slavs, and converted Prussians, with names like Conrad the Devil and Kudar the Sadovian. They hunt through the wild borderlands. They ambush military parties and villages, bringing back much booty in loot and prisoners to the Teutonic brothers. Martin is soon widely feared among the Prussian tribes, and tales of his exploits are recounted gravely around many a Prussian campfire. By 1286, Martin is around 50 years old and receives intelligence from Königsberg. A young pagan nobleman is angry about one of his kinsmen who has robbed him of his inheritance. The young pagan informs the Teutonic Knights about his kinsman's plans for a wedding. The knights dispatch Martin to make the attack. Martin takes 20 experienced raiders and sets out with the young pagan, who leads them straight to the wedding party. There, they find some 70 pagan nobles in a state of festive drunkenness. Mercilessly, Martin and his men set upon them, slaying men left and right, and rounding up the women and children to be taken back as captives. Finally, Martin comes upon the young bridegroom lying asleep with his bride in his arms. The chronicler recounts that he would have preferred to just leave them be on their wedding day, but not Martin. With a horrible cry, Martin awakens them, ties them up, and leads them off as captives with the others. Meanwhile, Martin's companions collect all the costly wedding presents to be hauled back as booty. Martin never retires. Rather, as an old man, he raids even deeper into pagan territory. At last, he dies as he lived, violently, around 1295, amid a raid on the distant Bug River. Martin's life offers insight into the grim clashes between pagan and Christian that raged across the Prussian wilderness in the 13th century. Traumatized by the early horrors inflicted upon his family, Martin himself became much the thing he initially hated. However, historian William Urban points out that Martin's legend earned a certain amount of respect among the pagans themselves, much as the Christians came to respect the valiant Prussian chieftain Skumond. In these horrible and brutal battles, warriors often developed an appreciation for the valor of an enemy. And yet, these conflicts are a stark reminder of human cruelty, which can shatter innocence and leave a legacy of bitter violence.
What am I missing? Missing something. Best ringtone ever. He's really into the weeds. It's our Marshall. These guys are all real people.
Hello out there in TV land.
Hey Clyde, welcome. What do you say? What's new?
Hello out there in TV land.
Welcome, Elo.
Hello out there in TV land.
There's a post sitting right there. poop. Come on, spawn me. He's fucking faster than me, you son of a bitch. Let's go, bitch. Lublin. This is gonna change hands so many times. This has probably changed hands 10 times already. And welcome. Thanks for rolling in to see what I'm up to. We died like 10 times. We only died 10 times. And now Skov is under siege. We shouldn't be too depleted. We should still have about 1,500 troops. The Golden Horde is besieging Skov, and I want them to take Skov, because then they'll leave it weakly garrisoned. And then I can take Skov. But the Horde's pretty powerful. Most of their lords are rolling around with 300 troops, horse archers. I haven't reassigned these guys their appropriate real estate. I'll go through this and I will assign these magistrates to their proper historical land holdings. Wended should be the magistrate of Wenden. And they also need to lose their titles of nobility. The individual banners as a thing of fiction. The Teutonic Order all use the same banners, but it's fun nonetheless, so I'll leave them in there. The Livonians, I might start the Livonian Order myself, and so we'll have 2 knightly orders in the north. And then I'll change the insignia. I'll try to recruit the actual Livonian lords. Lord Grog and Lord Tankard. shit. He might do it. It might take him a minute. Where's the Bishop of Riga? Let's go get him out. Throwing would come in really handy. How's he doing in his training? Tactics, we could use it, right? Two, looting. Looting 2, we need the money. Three. I'll get him with throwing. Let's get that looting. We need the dough. Pole arms, one-handed. And then we'll work on throwing later. Let's go to Riga. Run the gauntlet. Let's see who's going our way. Still under siege. We've got Rossitten and we have Mona. The Swedes take Raval. And Alexander Nevsky takes Raval from Sweden, or the Horde takes it, then we could take Raval. That'd be nice. Nice place for a city, if we can keep it. KRM5, welcome. I just saw that alert. All you guys who just rolled in, I'm assuming you're Warband fans. Tail Worlds forever. We didn't do too bad in that fight. Our Grand Master is imprisoned. No shit, he's imprisoned right there. No. Yeah, he's over here. We're not at war with the Coronians. I put some real pagan music in here for Prussia. This is Hedningarna. This is the heathens. This is the original heathens from Finland and Sweden from back in the 70s and 80s. These guys are still playing live sometimes on the weekends on Facebook. And they used to play, and they sometimes still do, play traditionally reconstructed instruments from the ages past. I thought the music was appropriate for Prussia, the Curonians, the Samogotians, the Odvingians, and I'd love to play a pagan playthrough, beat back the Teutonic Order. The Grand Master must be imprisoned here. Yep. We need more crossbowmen, more Giesemir, more pikemen. Bishop of Dorpat, he needs to be the Bishop of Dorpat, so I'll reassign him Dorpat. Could make that permanent. Put these guys in the appropriate real estate where they should be. He should be the Bishop of Dorpat, so I'll change that some morning drinking a cup of coffee. And we answer to the Archbishop of Riga. Why, sir, you're freezing your ears off. He's got some real estate. It's like we're back on the march. Let's dump our loot. Fall back in with the army. I wonder what the garrison is on that fortress. If we could go take it, free him. Good deal. There's something I'm missing. Yeah, we started out with him. We were in his army and freelancer. Nice little raid. We're good. I don't really need that. Some javelins. These, I don't know what I'm keeping these for. Maybe I'm not. They're pretty good though. They're 10s, 8s. Get rid of them. Get rid of that. 103, 96. I'm not spending 8,000 on that though. Javelins. I'll get some off the battlefield. Looks like one of our lords got away. Or prisoners. They're gonna get us out of house and home. I'd like to trade him. Nice, let's go take it. While Scove is still weakly garrisoned. Should go scope it out. And we should scope this out. Get our asses handed to us by the Lithuanians. Yeah, that's way down in Lithuanian territory, isn't it? We're getting attacked from all sides. army, meaning they'll kick my ass. $600 troops. If we muster the army, we can run them off. We'll go put the army. Gonna have to. I was hoping we'd go take Skov first, but that Wendon siege was a surprise. Shit. Let's get the boats rolling. Gonna get our asses handed to us here in a minute. He's got 300 freaking troops. We kick our ass. Let's see if we can get the Archbishop to join us in battle. Deal. Not in the red anymore. Let's go, go, go. Come on. Fuck. Losing all kinds of real estate. And about 1,000 Lithuanians breathing fire down our backs right now. Yep. Hasta la vista. We won't win that fight. That fight we will. Go fuck off. Oh shit, come on, it was freaking shield blocking. I should have been swinging. Shit! Oh, it's one of ours. Shit. That was fun. One killed. Oh, I'm going to the slammer. I'm going to the dungeon. And the dungeon's under the shitter. That means you're in deep shit. I am at your mercy. I'll take them. 25 prisoners. We could probably take them all. See if we can get the bishop to help us defend Rossitten. He's probably headed home to Riga. Fresh troops. Send him to Rossitten. Let's go, go, go. A little reinforcement never hurt. Fuck. They garrisoned that sucker overnight with 500 troops. If I want to repay him the favor, I have to travel all the way across the world. It's like the Grandmaster's out of the dungeon. Our troops need rest. Let's see what we have in here. Yeah, they garrisoned that sucker quick, didn't they? "31 crossbowmen, 20 horsemen." I'll be done before we get there. Don't cross me, and we'll get along just fine. Bad-tempered. Hey, Tucker. Hey, Tuck. Tuck, you okay? Hey, buddy. Streaming. I have a mountain lion back there. He's real small. That's what I figured. Beast. Let's take Wyndham back. What's he got? Spearmen. Javelins. These guys are deadly. 30 axemen. 20 archers. Changed his mind. That's gonna break the bank, isn't it? This thing's got to move. It's barely moving. Come on. He's got something invisible right there in front of him. Look at that, flying freaking knights. These knights are all stuck. That's some freaking magic right there. Teutonic magic right there. See that? See what the pagans did? They go attack the pagans. Do some of that good Woden magic. Alright, you farted. Come on. Move that traffic jam. Don't you dare push me off this freaking ladder. Come on, boys. Go, go, go. Go, you buttholes. They had to get that last guy out of the toilet. He was in there, didn't have any toilet paper. Bunch of floaters over there. Nutty. Nutty. Pagan magic. I go take that castle real quick. Yeah, he will. Dream good dreams, Sage. Be safe. I made most of this. The trees, the ground, banners, all kinds of stuff. Let's see if we can get him to defend Wendon. Martin von Golan. What a very chaotic life. These are all real people. Shit, we only have a relationship of 5 with them. Right, we got a little backup. We're in trouble if we go to war with them too. We're outnumbered as it is. He's in trouble. You're in trouble. You're in big trouble. He's the Lord of Calm. They took our village. They killed our sister. True story. Martin von Golan. That's where his family settled. It changed hands a lot. Hey, hey, buddy. Hi. Come here. Come here. Buddy. Hi, buddy. Come here. Who the hell are you? Prince Vasily Yaroslavich. Hi, buddy. don't think I'm gonna need that. He's dead meat. Shh. Come on. Really? Shit, he's one of ours. He only had 50 troops. We had almost 400, not much of a contest. Threads. Take that crossbow. It's gonna get attacked. I can't believe the Horde put 500 troops in Skov that quick. Go to freaking Walmart. Holy hell. Just raided our freaking village. I was just checked on that village too, and it was fine. Damn it. Let's see where his point of entry is. We're getting attacked from all sides. Shit, he's rolling with 220 troops. I can't take him on. He's too tough. We're not even level 20 yet. Hey, Todd. Where are you going, stinker? You're tuning in an hour later. Thanks for tuning in. Clyde, Elo, KRM, welcome. Tuning in an hour later, I'm going to bid you all a very good night. Please be safe on the morrow. All of you everywhere. Stay healthy, my friends.
The year is 1242. The place Lake Peipus, between modern-day Estonia and Russia. There, amid these vast frozen waters, a battle is about to take place. On one side, the army of the Russian Republic of Novgorod, led by the 21-year-old Alexander Nevsky, a courageous young warrior prince, just recalled from exile in time to defend his people. On the other side, the Livonian branch of the Teutonic Knights, fierce warrior monks arrayed in heavy armor atop their powerful war horses. The Teutonic Knights are the main muscle of the Northern Crusades, Latin Christendom's project to subdue and convert the pagan peoples of the Baltic. But today, the enemy they're facing is also Christian, though of a different rite. Alexander and his people are Eastern Orthodox. The battle that's about to take place represents more than a clash between two competing powers. It's a contest between Western and Eastern Christianity. The outcome will determine which of the two will hold sway in this region. Since 1217, the Teutonic Knights have been engaged in a long war to subdue the pagan tribes of Prussia. Recently, their influence has expanded. In 1237, Pope Gregory IX dissolves another order of fighting monks, the Sword Brothers, whose lands in Livonia he grants to the Teutonic Knights. This increases the domain of the Teutonic Order in the Baltic and effectively puts them in control of the Northern Crusades. But Pope Gregory IX wants something in return: help with his latest project, a crusade against the Russians. The expansion of Teutonic power in the Baltic has not gone unnoticed by the nearby Russian Republic of Novgorod. Previously, Novgorod had exercised hegemonic dominion over the Lets and the Estonians, both of whom are now ruled by the Westerners. This leads to border clashes between Novgorodian and Western armies. Initially, the Pope thinks to remedy the issue by sending missionaries to Novgorod, but the Russians are not interested in converting to Latin Christianity. Things heat up in 1234 when Prince Yaroslav leads a Novgorodian army on a raiding expedition that devastates the Latin mission in Finland. After this attack, Pope Gregory IX decides he's done sending missionaries. He dispatches a papal legate to the Teutonic Knights with instructions to organize a crusade to conquer Novgorod. The Teutonic Order is not exactly eager to take on another war. Their numbers are stretched thin, manning the castles of Livonia and waging regular campaigns to hold and expand their territory in Prussia. But 1240 seems like the ideal time for the Westerners to strike. Civil conflict plagues Novgorod. Prince Alexander is battling for control with other Russian princes. After defeating an attack from Sweden, Alexander is exiled by his own subjects. Meanwhile, the Teutonic Knights advance into Novgorodian territory. In September, they occupy Izborsk and Pskov. By early 1241, they capture Wad and Ingria, the territory between Novgorod and the Finnish Gulf. The citizens of Novgorod, alarmed by this invasion, beg their exiled prince to resume power and lead the defense. Alexander Nevsky answers the call, but assumes command. Initially, Alexander leads a small force to disrupt the Teutonic Knights' occupation of Novgorod's western frontier. He expels the garrison at Wad and occupies all the roads right up to Pskov. He even penetrates into the Latin diocese of Dorpat. But a contingent of Western Knights under Bishop Herman of Dorpat routs the Novgorodians and forces Alexander to retire. Bishop Herman is one of the most important magnates in Livonia, as much prince as bishop. With the Teutonic Order, he assembles an army to challenge Alexander's counterattack. Meanwhile, Alexander gathers the forces of Novgorod to oppose them. It is April 1242, when the Western and Eastern armies stand face to face at Lake Peipus. As it is his territory being invaded, Alexander is able to select the site of the encounter. Alexander understands that the greatest weapon of the Teutonic Order is the charge of their heavily armored mounted knights. He believes that the vast frozen lake will blunt the effectiveness of this charge, giving the edge to his forces, which are larger in number. Bishop Hermann and the Teutonic Knights lead a force of perhaps 2,500, all they were able to spare, without compromising their positions in Livonia and Prussia. The largest portion of their army is made up of around 1,000 Estonian infantry. Bishop Hermann leads a few hundred German and Danish mounted knights. Only around 100 heavily armored brother knights of the Livonian branch of the Teutonic Order are present, though they are the army's most formidable element. On the other side of the lake, Alexander is at the head of around 5,000 troops. On his flanks, he positions his own cavalry retinue, Novgorod's most prized warriors. The center is made up primarily of Novgorod's militia troops, as well as Alexander's own infantry. To the right, he places a small contingent of horse archers. Alexander establishes his army in a solid formation and awaits the advance of the enemy. Bishop Hermann begins the battle by ordering a cavalry charge, with which he hopes to break the Russian center. The heavy Western Knights form the spearhead of a column bolstered by light cavalry and infantry. Initially, this charge inflicts severe casualties on the Russian vanguard. But as the lighter Western forces advance to bolster their heavy cavalry, the Russian center holds. The fighting is brutal, with infantry on both sides sustaining heavy casualties. However, Alexander's own elite cavalry has been kept in reserve on the flanks. Alexander now leads his knights in a pincer movement, which envelops the numerically inferior Western forces. The Westerners break in disordered retreat, and Alexander's knights devastate the Estonian infantry. Most of the brother knights escape, with only around 20 falling in battle. The victory belongs to Alexander and Novgorod. The crusade is defeated. The invasion halted. Novgorod will not fall under Latin rule. Alexander has no interest in pursuing the Westerners into their own territory. His only concern is to remove the threat to Novgorod. He's just won a great victory, but the Teutonic Knights have suffered small losses, which can easily be replenished. The position of the Westerners in Livonia and Prussia remains strong. Thus, Alexander opens negotiations. He presents the Teutonic Order with generous terms, which the brother knights quickly accept. Alexander withdraws from Pskov and other border territories. Both sides free their prisoners. A truce agreeable to both is established. In the long term, the outcome was probably beneficial to the Teutonic Order. The Pope had to accept that the conquest of Novgorod was impossible, and the brother knights no longer had to expend resources toward that end. Instead, the order came to an understanding with Prince Alexander that left them free to pursue their domination of Livonia and Prussia. The truce was also beneficial to Alexander, who wanted to focus on countering the threat of the Mongols from the east. The battle on the ice has become legendary. In 1938, the Russian-language film Alexander Nevsky presented a heavily fictionalized version of the battle, which was more influenced by 20th century politics than historical reality. The film grossly overplays the differences between the quality of the arms and armor of the two sides, portraying the Novgorodians almost as 20th century peasants engaged in a communist-style uprising against an elitist Teutonic order. The true Alexander Nevsky has become a hero in Russian history, and his stellar performance at the battle on the ice is a key factor in his position of high esteem. (1197). A force of German crusaders arrives in the Holy Land. There, they find that the Order of the Hospital of St. Mary of the Germans, established only a few years earlier during the Third Crusade, is flourishing, caring for the ill and providing lodging for pilgrims. Many of the brothers of the order are trained knights who have abandoned a military life for a religious vocation of helping the sick and the poor. However, the Christian states on the coast of Syria and Palestine, facing the powerful Saracen Ayyubids to their east, suffer from a chronic shortage of fighting men. The German crusaders conclude that the brothers of the Hospital of St. Mary should begin taking on military duties. The Holy Roman Emperor, Heinrich VI, believes that a German military order will help focus and maintain German interest in the Holy Land. In 1197, Heinrich sends a request to Pope Celestine III to reincorporate the German hospital as a military order. The Pope agrees, issuing the order a new charter. In 1198, a new military order is born, essentially a German incarnation of the heavily French Knights Templar. This order, the Brothers of the German House of St. Mary, is better known to the world as the Teutonic Knights. The Teutonic Knights model themselves closely after the Templars, adopting their rule virtually word for word. The rule is written down in German so that all members can understand it easily. Although they retain their hospital function, they are now primarily a military organization. Their membership is dominated by knights who require horses, weapons, equipment, and support staff. Like the Templars, they devote themselves to celibacy, poverty, and obedience, as well as to the cause of the crusade. They are fighters, warriors who will ride into battle against the enemies of Christendom. The earliest history of the Teutonic Knights is obscure. Although they possess a few estates in the Holy Land, the early death of Heinrich VI in 1197 leaves the order small and obscure for many years. During their first decade of existence, no more than 24 fully fledged brother knights occupied their ranks. It's in 1210, on the election of Hermann von Salza as the Order's Grand Master, that their history as a major force in the Crusades begins. Hermann von Salza is one of those rare men of equal vision and ability. His origins are humble. His family is of the ministeriale class, that is, knightly, but not quite noble. Generations before, one of Hermann's ancestors raised the family's status through valor, competence, or both. Hermann's birth could prevent him from rising through the ranks of the Templars or the Hospitallers, but a small order like the Teutonic Knights presents him with clear opportunity. There, his affable personality and keen organizational abilities immediately stand out. While still in his 30s, he's elected Grand Master. In 1215, the new Holy Roman Emperor, Friedrich II, names Hermann a Prince of the Empire and gets the Order's privileges confirmed and extended. In 1217, Hermann joins the Fifth Crusade, an expedition meant to conquer Egypt, the power center of the Ayyubid Sultanate. During the Third Crusade in the 1190s, Richard the Lionheart envisioned a conquest of Egypt, which would enable the Christians to hold Jerusalem long term. The Fifth Crusade is meant to put that plan into effect. Launched from Crusader-controlled Cyprus, the army of the Fifth Crusade besieges Damietta, the port that guards the Nile Delta. Although he commands only a few knights, Hermann stands out among the leadership council of the crusade. Ultimately, the Fifth Crusade ends in failure, but over the course of the campaign, Hermann wins many donations and privileges for his order. Many blame the failure of the Fifth Crusade on the Holy Roman Emperor. Friedrich II failed to personally bring aid to the Crusaders in their hour of need. But Hermann maintained strict loyalty to the Emperor throughout this criticism. He knows well that his plans for his order's expansion will require the Emperor's goodwill. During the 1220s, Hermann accompanies Friedrich on imperial business, demonstrating his competence as a diplomat. When the Emperor announces his plans to at last lead his own crusade, Hermann seizes the opportunity to promote the Teutonic Order as the leading force in the German Crusader effort. During the Sixth Crusade, which is led by Friedrich II, the Teutonic Knights provide a large contingent in support of the Emperor. Throughout the crusade, Hermann proves to be a crucial diplomatic and military resource for the Emperor. After long negotiations with the Sultan of Egypt, Friedrich achieves a questionable surrender of Jerusalem, leaving the Holy City insecurely in Christian hands. But in terms of the Holy Roman Empire's relations with the Templars, the Hospitallers, and the local barons of the Crusader states, the crusade is a disaster. Friedrich ignores the laws of the Crusader states and attempts to force imperial rule, which provokes resistance from the nobles and military orders resident in the Holy Land. Hermann avoids antagonizing the local powers and thus spares the Teutonic Knights reprisals after the emperor departs. By now, no man is closer to the emperor, whether as advisor or as friend, than Hermann von Salza. It's a remarkable rise for the son of the humblest of knightly families. Also, by now, the Teutonic Order has grown considerably. In addition to being generously rewarded by Friedrich II, the Knights are attracting donations from across Christendom. After his experiences in the 5th and 6th Crusades, Hermann has come to the conclusion that his order's future likely does not lie primarily in the Holy Land. He's received an intriguing offer from Duke Conrad of Masovia, whose Polish borderlands are suffering raids from the pagans of the Prussian wilderness. Duke Conrad wants Teutonic Knights on his frontier as a buffer against Prussian raids. Hermann responds favorably, dispatching a contingent of knights to establish a presence in Prussia. By now, crusading is already well underway in the Baltic North, but no large military order has yet entrenched itself on this front. Already, Hermann is beginning to contemplate the idea of a major Teutonic effort in the area. We'll learn more about this in the next video.